Hey guys, it's Cleshawn. I am back and better than ever, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to style bookshelves. So of course we're going to start off with a set of clear bookshelves, not clear, but clean bookshelves. I'm going to be styling the ones right behind me. These are my most favorite bookshelves ever that I've ever owned. They come in a variety of colors and sizes, and you can put them in the kitchen, and you can put clothes, accessories on there so you can hang clothes from. You can do so much with these shelves. They are a little pricey, but they are worth it. Anywho, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen these shelves already. I think I've posted a few photos of them. So I decided to go ahead, take everything off and restyle them so you guys could see like my thought process when I'm styling any surface. Let's get started. So first I'm going to show you the items that I use on my bookshelf. Now, of course, it's a bookshelf, you're going to have books, right? But since this is also a design display space, I want to make sure that I have elements that kind of scream my personality and elements that look good. So I actually usually own two bookshelves in my house. One that is mostly for display, books and treasures and you know, tchotchkes, personal items, and then the other that is strictly for books and novels. So I usually style my bookshelf with a few items. So I have all of my plants. So all of these are going to go on the bookshelf. All the ones on the floor are the white ones, not the big ones that are in the perimeter of the room. But usually I put plants on my bookshelves. The next item, of course, books. These are like what you call coffee table books. So I love design books, and I think they're just beautiful. They're really nice to look at, and you can learn so much from them. And of course I want other people to see them as well. So I always have a big group of coffee table books, and it can be about anything that you like: fashion, design, architecture, science, literally whatever. And then of course I do own some select novels. If the novel artwork is beautiful, then it's gonna go on this shelf. The next item I have are tchotchkes, just like my treasures, things that just bring me joy. Some vintage items, some heirlooms, some like vases, candles, and just whatever I think looks nice. So these are basically the three elements that I always have on my bookshelf: plants, coffee table book, as well as tchotchkes. So I have just finished placing my plants. I might move some of them around depending on the placement of the other items, but for now this is pretty much how my plants will be. I place my plants first because I feel like they are the most demanding item, the item that requires the most thought. When placing on a bookshelf, I have to consider three things when placing the plants. I have to consider the size of the plant itself, because obviously tall plants can only go on top, as well as the plant itself grows high or if it just grows wide. So the wider growing plants can go on lower shelves because there's room for them there. The second thing I have to consider is the sunlight. On this side of the room I get south-facing light, so that means my plants burn easily there. Unfortunately, I have learned that lesson the hard way. I can put my more delicate plants on this side of the room and then the hardy plants on this side of the room. And the third thing I have to consider is the color of the pots. That is not as vital because of course you can just change it out. And I made a very strategic choice to only have white pots on this shelf because I just thought it would look really good with the white on white. However, these two here I found in a secondhand store near my house, and I absolutely love them, and I knew that I had to break my rule and just bring these in on the shelves, but I knew that I would put them lower on the shelf just to ground the design. So the next thing I'm going to do now is place my books. Okay, so I have placed all of my books. Usually I group them by size because I want to have different piles of book on the bookshelves themselves. So I usually put the bigger books together and of course the smaller books together. And then the second thing is by color as well. So the design books, I tend to only buy design books that fit within the same color scheme because it just makes styling them a little bit easy. However, sometimes you just find books that you really like and you have to work around it. So I found this one Pablo Picasso book and I absolutely loved it, and it had color. I wanted to shy away from color, but the colors worked perfectly in the color scheme I have going in this room. Then of course I have this really bright orange book that's about Skåne, which is where I live in Sweden. So I felt like I needed to own that book. All of my colorful books I put in this little area, and I think it works well. It just adds a nice burst of color. Alright guys, so I am just about done. I have finished placing all of my tchotchkes, vases, personal items, things like that onto the shelves. So I will go ahead and show you what the shelves look like. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about how I place the tchotchkes, where I place them. I typically like to design in elements of 3. I think that's just like a basic design rule. So if you look at every shelf, there's basically 3 elements on each shelf. There are 2 shelves that don't have 3, so it's not like a hard and fast rule. Pretty much every shelf has 3 items on there. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and to share, of course. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all the support. I will see you guys next time. Bye.